It was bulk trash pickup day the other day, so I got myself a couple projects. That right there is 12 lawnmowers, and they were all headed for the scrap heap. Not anymore. Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering Adventures. Today we're going to see how many of these scrap heap lawnmowers we can rescue. All of these were on the curb, and the trash trucks were roaming the neighborhood. Like once or twice a year there's a bulk trash pickup day, so people just put all their big stuff out on the curb and they take it to the landfill. I hate to see things thrown away that can be fixed, and I kind of have a little neighborhood program going where I fix lawnmowers and give them away. So we're going to see how many of these we can get going for free, and then how many of them are going to need parts. I picked up a total of 12 lawnmowers, so we'll keep a little running tally of how many we get going. So let me get a few things here out of the Global Domination headquarters, and we'll bring in the first contestant. I've already done a basic triage on these mowers, and we're going to start with the ones that already have pull cords. I'd say about half of them, the pull cords are broken. So here's lawnmower number one. This is a Murray 20-inch, 5 horsepower, Briggs & Stratton. It's missing the cover for the air filter, but it does have a pull cord. And we're gonna put a little spray in here and see if we can get it to make any noise. And if it does, then we'll pull the carburetor apart on this one. All right, stand by. It also does not have a dead man switch. A lot of them are missing that. Okay, we got some life out of this one. I'm going to pull the carburetor off. We'll clean it up, and I'll bring you back when that one's done. Here's a little cheat hack for the dead man cable, and safety third. Don't do this at home, ladies and gentlemen. So the cable is supposed to hold that lever back, and instead I've got that. All right, let's bring you back here, zoom you out, see if she goes. One of 12. Here's number two. I had a live video the other day when I picked these up. And this one I did live on camera. We got a little bit of life out of it. This is a Yard Machines by MTD, 6.25 horsepower, 21-inch cut Briggs & Stratton engine. And after I did the live video, I actually put some gas in there and it kind of runs. So I'm gonna pull the carburetor off, give it a real quick clean. Actually, the grass that's on here, I mowed a little bit of lawn with it, but it just wasn't running right. So we'll spend a couple minutes and get it cleaned up, and this will be a runner. I can almost guarantee it. Even though I had this one running, there was a lot of water in the carburetor and the fuel tank. It still ran, so we cleaned it up. See what we got. This one has a safety handle. That's 2. All right, here's a nice one here. We got a Honda, 6.5 horsepower. This one's also missing the door here. I don't know if I have this type of a door. I'll probably have to steal it off of one of these other ones I've got out here to make this one work for now. The first one that I had that was missing that door, I had one off of a scrapped out mower. But we will pull the carburetor on this one, and it's also missing the bolts here. Someone's replaced these little knobs with those bolts. So I'll take one of, I know I have at least one. If I have 2, I'll pull those off. This looks like a nice mower. It's rear drive as well. We'll see if all this stuff works. When that's what comes out of your float bowl, you know you're going to have some trouble. All right, I salvaged the air filter cover and air filter off of one of these other ones. It's missing a pull rope for now. And this one's got all the goodies on it, all the cables. Deadman, and it also has rear drive. Excited for this one. This might, I don't know, this one might have to go into my collection as my backup. Been doing the neighbor's yard too, so I can use 2 mowers. Ready to go. It's alive. I like this one so much that I was going to go do a little test drive in my lawn with it, and then I realized it didn't look like it was doing anything. And that would be why. No blade, but she runs. And if we haven't lost count, that's 3. Number 4 on the list here, we have a Craftsman. I don't know what engine this is right offhand. I think this is a Tecumseh engine. 4 horsepower, 22-inch power front drive. We've got the Deadman cable. We've got the pole cable. And I don't know if this one is hooked up or not. I've worked on one of these before. This is kind of a weird setup. It has to be running or something. We'll figure it out if the engine runs. Carburetor's coming off. Green. All right, let's see what this old Briggs & Stratton's will do here. Or Tecumseh, I guess it is, I think. All right, the mower works, but I haven't figured out the drive control. But anyway, that's number 4. Quick update on old number 4 here. We lubricated this little area here, and the drive wheels work. Demonstration, because seeing is believing. I'm doubting Thomas. Beautiful. Mower number 5, we got a Honda something 3-in-1 something here. Easy start. It's got a cord, but it doesn't have a handle, so we'll make something for that. And we're also missing a dipstick, so we'll pull that out of another one here. That's super fancy. All I've done to this thing is I put oil in it, grab the dipstick out of another Honda that I got out here, and put gas in it. That's all I've done to this thing, besides putting that awesome wooden handle on there. We got a winner. Yeah, when I added the oil, I checked the fuel tank, and it smelled like fresh fuel in there. It didn't smell nasty like these other ones, so I just took a chance. She runs like perfect. Started on the first pull. That's what? Number 5. Here's number 6. 5.5 horsepower. Yardman by MTD. And we got a broken Deadman switch. And we got a pretty ratty looking cord here. Sometimes what I do, I got a bunch of cord on order, which is probably gonna slow me down here because it hasn't come in yet, but sometimes what I do with these when the cord gets crappy like this is I cut some off, but then you can't hook it all the way up there, so it makes it a little difficult. But since this one doesn't have a Deadman switch, we can pull start it from here. So I'm going to get all this stuff cleaned up. We'll shorten up this cord and see what happens. So now we're getting down to the less desirable mowers, not because they're not as good, but because they don't have as good parts left on them. So I don't have a dead man switch, and our cord is not in that good a shape. I was able to cut, I don't know, 6 inches off of it. But we got this little setup here for our dead man switch, which will work for now. Did you see that? Sorry. That's number 5, 6. Before I move on to mower number 7, I've got the dead man cable here from mower number 6. It's not broken, but it's seized inside of here, so I've got my little secret sauce. I'm soaking it in here, so we'll just do that for a while. Maybe I'll leave it overnight. These things cost about 15, 20 bucks. So if I can get this one operating, that'll be cool. And mower number 7. This is a really nice Toro recycler, 22-inch front drive with a 6.5 horsepower engine. I don't know who makes this engine. It looks very similar to that other one, which I think is a Tecumseh engine. But we'll give her a shot. There's the good stuff. Is that cayenne pepper in there? So far out of this first batch, I guess I'm on second half. This carburetor was in the worst shape out of all of them. The gasket around the float bowl fell apart, and the float bowl itself has got a little bit of a corroded spot in the bottom of it. I used the parts that I had on hand. There's a little tiny leak here, and got it kind of working, but it's enough that we can test it until I order parts, or we'll see what we got out of all the remaining mowers. But it's on there. We got fresh gas. I had to put a new needle and seat in there as well. Really corroded. I think we might be flooded here. Oh yeah, we're definitely flooded. The air filter is covered in gasoline. There you go. This one's going to require some parts, carburetor parts. But that is lucky number 7. Well, I know I'm getting tired out here today. This is mower number 8. I already kind of started on it a little bit. Took the cover off the drive here because that wasn't moving. And installed another awesome pull cord handle on it. This is a Craftsman silver 5.5 Briggs & Stratton engine with front wheel drive. So let's see if we can get this one going, and this will be the last one for today. The ever famous Briggs & Stratton plastic carburetor. The entire body of the whole thing is made of plastic. Lucky number 8, plastic carburetor, wooden pull handle, no dead man switch, cable, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. That is 8 out of 12 running today. Okay, another day. Let's see what we can do here. Start on mower number 9. This one appears to have a Honda style engine. It's a Yardman, 6.5 horsepower. Yep, it does say Honda on it. I like this one. It's got a stainless deck that's pretty cool. And we have some sort of a pull cord issue here. So we'll see what we can do with her. The spring inside of here is all rusted and corroded, and it actually broke. So I was trying to just take the rest of the spring. All you really have to do is kind of put a little bend in it like that so it can catch on there. I guess it fits that way. And when you wind it up. But this thing is so corroded that every time I tried to bend it, it just snapped. So we're at a point now, I've got to be cannibalizing off of other mowers. So here's another Honda that we haven't started on yet. I think I took the oil drain plug and maybe the air filter cover off of that one already. But it also has a messed up recoil assembly, so I'll take this one apart and see. But if that one don't work, well, we have one Honda that we already got running, so we'll take it off of that one if we need to. But I'm at the point now I got to start ordering parts if I'm going to continue. Somebody was running this lawnmower with that in there. Look at that. These filters are like a couple bucks each, if that. So I guess the lesson learned is just do a little bit of basic maintenance on your mower and maybe it'll last longer. All right, let's see what happens with this one. I had to replace a fuel line on this one too, so that was a first so far. Wants to go. It's close. Let's try it without the choke. Let's try it with the choke. All right, well, she's got some life. I'll do a little more tuning. We'll get this one going too. I think this one might have a little bit of water still in the tank, but it's staying running. And I got the front drive wheels working. So I guess that is number 9 up and running. This is mower number 10. We stole the recoil off of that for mower number 9. We stole the airbox cover off for one as well, and this one also has the dipstick removed from it. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here on these mowers. This one has like 4 cables on it as well, and out of all those, the only one that seems to work is the dead man switch. So I don't know. I'm going to try to just get it running just so we have an extra engine maybe. But with all the cables that are broken on here, unless this is some kind of an amazing mower, I don't know if it's worth spending the money to get all these cables fixed. I should call her borrowed parts. I took all the stuff off of there. The pull start, the air box cover, and the oil dipstick. This carburetor was probably one of the nastiest ones out of all of my working so far. one's better than that one. And I guess that's kind of the reason why to get it running, you know, because like I said, if these cables aren't worth spending the money on, then you know, might as well put the best parts onto one mower. But I'm going to look into it because this thing has got, well, it's got an engine speed control, then it's got a drive, which looks like it's a rear drive, which is kind of nice. And then it says speed here, which I don't know if that's for the rear drive. It looks like it is because it's going into the deck here. So I'm gonna look into this one. Maybe it's worth spending the $30 or whatever for some cables. But anyway, that is number 10 out of 12 running. 11th mower, Toro Recycler, 6.5 horsepower. Looks like it's a Tecumseh engine, and we have no string on the recoil, so that'll be the first thing I work on. I got the recoil off of here, and this one doesn't look like it's serviceable. Looks like it's stamped together, so you have to buy this whole piece, and the spring is not working no matter what I do. So I'm guessing it's kind of the same as that other one. The spring broke inside of there. I don't see an easy way to take this apart. Oh, look. Hello, Mr. Spider. So that being said, I think I'm just going to relegate this one to parts. It has a good dead man cable, and it has a good drive cable. So for now, we are going to admit defeat on this one. Not really defeat, just I don't really feel like tearing into another working one to make this one work for the amount of stuff that I have to take off. So we are 10 out of 11. But that being said, I do believe I could get this thing running. And finally, number 12 out of these mowers that I picked up, we got this Murray. Looks like a Briggs & Stratton engine. It is missing the oil dipstick, and we have a pull cord, but it doesn't appear to be engaging. And the one I just said I was going to use for parts, the dipstick is different on that one. So I guess I'll pull a couple of these off and see if I have a oil dipstick, and see if we can get that working. Otherwise, this one might be parts as well. I guess I did a pretty good job triaging the last two mowers. This one you can see these little arms that come out when you pull on it. Those are supposed to come out farther, and that engages with the engine here. Look at how wet this thing is. It still turns over. All right, well, I'm going to try to get this thing to work, and then we'll see if this thing has any life in it. Last mower. Looks like she's a little bit of a smoker, but we got her going. Didn't turn out to be such a bad mower. Just needs a oil dipstick. But that makes 11 out of 12. So 11 out of 12 mowers. I didn't really show much at all about how to fix them, did I? But this was more an exercise in seeing what people throw away, how wasteful people are, and how easy it is to fix stuff. I mean, I didn't put a whole lot of effort. I didn't put a whole lot of money. I think I have a can of carburetor cleaner and maybe 2 quarts of gasoline, and I did have a couple of little gaskets laying around, but that's it. I would say out of the 11 that are running, probably 9 of them are realistically ready to go. I mean, like all those Honda parts that I had to rob off of one to get another going. I should just take all the best stuff and stick it on. I think there's 3 or 4 Hondas. So take the best stuff and stick it on all of them, and then keep one for parts. And then let's see, oh yeah, the other Toro recycler, the carburetor is not good on that one. I actually ordered a carburetor for that. It's 13 bucks. So I guess all said and done, I have $13. Should be replacing those deadman cables, safety third, but you know, you can operate without them as long as you engage your brain before you engage the lawnmower. Now I need to find homes for all of these, and I'll just give them away. If people want to give me some cold beer or a burrito or a double cheeseburger or something, I'll gladly take it, but these are all going to go to new homes and hopefully a second life. But don't be wasteful. That's the key here. Try to fix it. If you're digging what I'm putting out, give me a thumbs up. If you would, leave a comment down below. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider doing so. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.